Hello there, how are you today? It's Miss Blanchfield and I am here to teach you an art lesson online. So let's get started. You're going to need a paper bag. Yes, I shop at Rayleigh's and Bel Air. Need a paper bag. You're going to need a glue stick, a pencil, mechanical or regular pencil is fine. You need a toilet paper roll, and I know toilet paper is hard to come by these days, so if you have an empty one, that would be great. If you don't, you could use a paper towel roll or an empty wrapping paper roll. Or you could also use something like a styrofoam or paper cup, like what you might get from Starbucks or your parents' favorite coffee plates. So you need that. You need a scissor. You need, if you are allowed to use, or you have a parent that doesn't mind, or you need some help, some type of X-Acto knife. This is optional, you don't have to do that. And I am going to be using some colored pencils, but you're welcome to use markers, crayons, even paints, and that's all you need for now. Don't go out and buy anything. Later, when we get to the end of this project, you might want to go outside and find some objects to add into this. By the way, what we're making is a troll or a fairy house. So we're kind of doing an architectural unit in art class, and you're going to design your own fairy or troll house. Okay, so first thing you want to do is with your bag, you want to, I like to remove the handles. If you have any, just get them out of your way. And then, I already did this ahead of time, but when you open up your bag, like you're going to put groceries in it, I want you to cut down one of the sides and open it up however you need to do it so that you kind of have a flat piece of paper. So I'm going to move this so that you can see kind of what the whole bag looks like. Just open it up so you have a flat piece of paper. Okay? You can pause this if you need to while you're cutting, but I'm going to go ahead for the video. Next, find your pencil and find one of the flat open sides of the bag, like the front where there's writing on it on the outside. So turn it inside and find the middle. Usually you can see like a seam where they glued the bag together, but just kind of find the middle and make a diagonal line from there to the corner. This little flap is where the skinny side part of the bag would have been. So you're going to draw a line from here to the corner. It doesn't have to be exact. And then again from here to this other corner. So you're making a big triangle. Okay? I did that ahead of time. This is what I have. Big triangle. Okay? Then put that aside. Again, you can pause this if you have to while you're making your cuts. But then find another section of the bag that's just a flat piece and get your cup or your paper towel roll or your toilet paper roll and line it up somewhere, maybe on a fold here. So I have this base right here, the end here. I'm going to line it up on the fold. So that way I can see how tall it is. And from here, so the width of, or the height of that, I'm going to draw this line. And I'm going to draw just enough of this paper to cover the roll. The way you can test that is you can draw a line on your toilet paper roll like this. Draw just a line. And you can position this so that the line is facing up, and then roll it, roll it, roll it, keep rolling it. And when the line comes back up to facing up, you know that that's enough paper for the whole thing to cover. I like to add a little extra just in case I make a mistake. Okay, so you're going to put that aside and cut this out. I hope you're having a good week this week. I hope you're having fun with your pets maybe, or getting outside and doing some stuff. One of my sons took out his skateboard. He hasn't had it out in years, and he took that out to try and do some skateboard stuff this week. So maybe you're having some fun too. Hopefully. Okay, so now you've got your two pieces of paper. The next thing is, if you are allowed to, use an X-Acto knife, or if your parents will help you, this could be a good together activity, you can take this and carefully cut. Feel free to draw first if you want to. Maybe you want to draw a little window or two in your paper towel roll. So let's see if I can do this without cutting myself. I cut my finger a couple weeks ago when I was trying to do something for 3rd grade. So I want you to be very careful. I'm sure your parents want you to be very careful too. Okay, so once I cut 3 sides of it, I can kind of pop this out, and then you can use a scissor for the last little bit. This is optional, so if you are not allowed to do this, or if you can't, don't worry about it. Okay, you can cut more windows, you can cut a door if you want, but next you're gonna put that aside, and this piece right here, this is gonna be your wrapper for the house. Now you might ask me, why did she have me cover a brown roll with brown paper? The reason why is because on this brown paper, I'm going to decorate it. With my colored pencils, I might put something like some bushes. And for me, it's just easier to decorate right here flat. Maybe I have some flowers or something with some leaves. If you don't want to decorate flat, and you're okay to do this decorating right on that toilet paper roll, you don't even need this brown piece of paper. I'm going really fast so that we can get this video going. So usually what I like to do is I'll do my decorations on here, and then turn it over, put a little glue on the back side, right here where you're going to attach it, and then I like to run some glue down the whole length of the thing to make sure that it really sticks. Okay, put that, make sure you don't do it upside down, put that on your house, press it so the glue sticks as you roll this around. And I have quite a lot of extra on mine, so because remember how I cut it extra long? So you can just trim that right here. Get rid of that, and then you glue it on. Here's your decoration that you've already done. If you need to, if you cut it too long, this is your chance to maybe trim a little bit. I think I need a little more glue there. You can trim off some of this. You're gonna probably be taking more time to do yours, but I'm kind of rushing through mine. And then that window that we cut and then we covered up, how are we gonna get that back? This is how. There it is right there. From the inside of the tube, your finger inside, you can kind of feel where it is. If you scratch, you can kind of see where it is. And you can take a pencil and you can poke like that. And with the pencil, you can kind of get, poking and tearing, you can kind of get that window in there. And see, I'm using my finger to fold back. There's lots of different ways to do this. You might come up with a better way, but for now, this is what I'm going to do. I'm kind of work it around until I get the window the way I like it. At this point, if you want to, you can use your pencils to draw right on here, or you could have drawn directly on the tube to do more decoration. Okay, so then eventually we will have the little house part of the troll house or the fairy house. So now we need to make the roof. The roof is made with this big piece of paper. Can be a little tricky, so give yourself a break. Don't get stressed out. This is supposed to be for fun. Make sure you're on the side that doesn't have writing. I don't have writing on either side, so I'm okay. You're going to take some glue, and you're going to put a good amount of glue all the way down one of the long sides of this triangle. Okay, and then you're going to form a cone. The easiest way for me to do it is to kind of bring the pieces together, kind of work it with your hands, sort of form it into a cone shape. It's okay if you have to flatten it out on your table a little bit, like I'm doing, to get your glue to stick. Okay, just make sure you get your glue to stick. Working up here at the top also. making sure that all sticks. And then you can stick your hand inside a little bit and open it back up, and you should have a long, skinny cone. See, I need to stick this here a little bit more. Okay. Now, this looks really goofy, but trust me, this will be the top to your house. If I used it as my top of the roof of my house right now, it would cover the whole entire thing. Look, it fits inside of there. So what I'm going to do is trim it down a little bit. Cut some of that off. Okay. Still, it might be a little too tall, but I'm going to leave it like this for now, because then the part that I like to do is I crunch this whole thing up, wrinkle it. You can even wrinkle it ahead of time. Watch out for your glue. You might find that you need to put a little bit more on there, or you might even wait a little bit for it to dry. But I like to twist this, maybe give it a little curl. Did you ever see the movie The Nightmare Before Christmas, where Jack Skellington is standing on that hill in the snow, and it's kind of got a curve to the top of the hill? It reminds me of that. I'm giving a little curl to this roof. Okay, so there's part of the roof there. And then maybe down here on the edge, what if I were to make a couple of little tears around the edge of this? Okay, so that some of these kind of open up a little bit. Think of it as like a hat, maybe. Like a pointy beanie. Okay. You can even kind of push it down on the table to make it up. It's almost like a witch's hat. Or, you know, the Harry Potter hat. Okay, so you get that how you want it. Fold those up. Then take your house, put a bunch of glue just right up here around the top. And really, do use a lot of glue, because if you don't use enough, this is going to come off. Okay, so get a good lot of nice glue on there. Put your... You might want to make that seam where the opening was, make that be on the back. And there's a seam here. You can even line those up. Stick the little house inside so that all that glue is covered, and kind of squeeze and press your roof on. Maybe you can put your hands or even a pencil inside to kind of help press that all together. Okay. And then you have a basic semi-decorated troll house. Now the fun happens. Go outside and find some stuff to put on your house. You might find, it's not the right time of year for acorns or little pine cones, but you might find if you have a pine tree or a redwood tree, maybe you can pick some of the little needles off. You can glue them onto your roof, or maybe down here as sort of grass or plants. You could find little seed pods, maybe some little flowers, maybe some small pebbles. If you have something like Elmer's liquid glue, you could even put some glue around here and glue some pebbles on. You might have some gravel for a fish tank that is sitting in your garage somewhere. It's extra gravel that you don't use in your fish tank. You could glue that on. You could put glue on here and dip it into sand or dip it into dirt outside. So use your imagination, use your creativity to figure out, how are you going to decorate this thing? Are you going to draw some more? Are you going to paint? Are you going to cut pictures out of magazines and glue plants and flowers on here from a magazine? It's up to you. And they kind of look really cute and fun if you were to make a whole bunch of these and line them up. Maybe everybody in your family will make one, and you can have a fun, artsy family activity. Okay, so I hope you liked that, and please remember to send me your pictures, because I really want to see what you make. And I miss you, and I hope we all see each other soon. Thanks. Have a great day.